Hey everybody, it's Matthew here with PraiseCharts.com, here with Loops Part 3. Now in this video, I'd like to show you how we can actually use loops to skip ahead in a reason song file. Loops traditionally are used as a repeat tool, but with a little trick, we can actually use them to skip ahead or skip a section of the song if we'd like. So let's say you have an intro that's twice as long as you'd like, or perhaps you have a turnaround later on in the song that you'd rather do without, or a bridge that repeats one too many times, or whatever the case. You can skip that section and play with it, actually audition and edit before actually making a change to the song file. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I chose this song because it's a great example for this. Here, past our second set of choruses, is our instrumental section. And it just goes on and on. It's actually 6 stanzas long before it gets back to our bridge. And it sounds great within the song. It has a nice progression from soft to medium to loud, just like our worship music should sound these days. But let's say that's too long for your purposes and you'd like to shorten that up a bit. So let's say you want to make it from 6 stanzas to 4 stanzas long. Well, what we can do through this setting loops is I'm actually going to set my loop markers pointing away from each other. And there's our big trick right there. Instead of our right loop marker being on the right and vice versa, I've got them reversed. So they're actually pointing away from each other. And what this, as long as your loop is activated down below, what this shows us is that when the marker approaches the right loop marker, it's going to see that loop is turned on and it's going to jump to our left loop marker. And as a piece of software, it doesn't care where our loop markers sit. It's always going to follow the rules that when loop is activated, it will always jump from the right to the left loop marker, wherever they happen to be in the song. So let's audition this and see how it sounds. We'll back up a couple bars here. Let me put my marker there. And let's see if we like the progression. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Let's pull it back here. That sounds pretty good, but it's also kind of an abrupt change. You know, it goes straight from a nice, soft, smooth sound to full-on rock sound. So let's hear it one more time. And that might work for you, and if so, then pull those measures out and you're on your way. But I think we can do better. So let's back up here. Like I said, this section does have a nice progression as far as dynamics go. And here we have 2 stanzas of a soft feel, and then 2 stanzas of a medium feel, and then finally our full-on rock feel. So maybe we'll pull a section of our soft and our medium out so that we still maintain that type of, whoops, here I go setting them the traditional way. So let me put my right loop marker here and my left loop marker here. So instead of pulling out these 2 stanzas like we just auditioned, we're going to back it up one set and pull out and try out those ones. So this is great because we can audition all this and we haven't made any changes yet that we have to go back and try to recover. So now let's see if this sounds any better. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's much better. Feel how natural that felt. And I think, so now I've played with that. I've determined I like it. And I am going to take it out of my song now permanently. Now, you don't have to do this. If you keep loops set and keep that set for your Sunday morning service or whenever you're going to use this, that will always work for you, and you never have to pull that out. So you have the option to leave that in there and skip it sometimes, or maybe I just don't want to commit right now, but I'm pretty sure I like that. But let's say we're ready to commit and we're ready to pull this out. Well, go ahead and grab these two blocks, and what I did is held down the shift key while I selected each one of them, so that allows me to select multiple blocks or clips, and then use the trick I just taught you in loops part 2 of hitting Command L. Now watch. The loop markers will flip around and look more traditional like we're used to seeing. So let me do that one more time. Here's how they were set, pointing away from each other, and then with Command L, they now point towards each other. And the reason we're going to do that is because now we can go up here to Edit, and in our drop-down menu, hit Remove Bars Between Locators. And there we have it. Those bars have now been removed and are no longer there. Now, as you see, we have a 4-stanza instrumental part, and it sounds just like we just auditioned. So turn loops off now because we're done with those, and let's double check. Yes, so you see it's acting just like we just heard it act, and now we have a shortened version. So you can use this trick anywhere within the song that you'd like. Any portion of the song, you can skip over just half a chorus, you know, just set your loop markers pointing away from each other. Whatever you want, it's completely up to you. You have total flexibility when you download these Reason song files. So there it is. Loops in reverse is what we'll call this little video, and I hope this is helpful to you. We'll see you next time with PraiseCharts.com.